how did you get from where you were to here advertising, for laundromats of all things?
Okay. Well, Barbara and I have a very similar background. We were both at one time medical reps. I was a OR operating room sales rep.
And I did specialty medicines.
And my dream was never have a real job, right? So when you're a med rep, you got to get the surgery on time. Barbara, the same. She had to get to doctor's offices, and it was sort of our dream to be independent, not to really work for anyone. And around 2012, I ran for U.S. Congress, and Charles Measley from Fluff and Fold in Sudge Digital, actually it was his fault. He talked me into running for Congress, and. We started doing...
Classic Charles.
Yep. Always getting me to do crazy stuff. So we were running Facebook ads for political, for my congressional run. And at the time, we also needed to do headshots. So I was not a photographer at all. So if people look into our company now, you'll see that we've shot for the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld, done their TV commercials, but we needed a camera in 2012. So we buy this camera. I didn't like anyone's headshot, so I'm like, set up the camera. I'm like, here, take my headshot like this. And then poof, overnight, I lost my congressional race, but I became a very well-known photographer, and that's how I got into digital, Charles Measley, Congress. So here we are. And then Cullari Media, we started about 7 years ago, and we're heavy in the makeup industry, cosmetics, food and hotels. And then last year, Barbara and I decided that we wanted to focus exclusively on laundromats, and in that, geofencing for laundromats. And again, Charles is like, there's this big need in the industry to drive in-store visits. And he's like, you need to learn this technology, geofencing, because if you can, one, it's gonna change our industry, and two, I'll introduce you to everybody. So of course, he introduced me to Peter Mayberry, Luke and Lee Williford. We now have like a Joe, Dan Reed, and Kelly.
And we have Michael Jones, which you
Yes,
did
Michael
from
Jones,
Daytona.
who was a guest
Michael
on
Jones, another all-star of the podcast.
All-star. He's
Yep.
a great
Yeah.
guy.
Dan Campbell and Mark Taylor. I'm sure we're gonna miss a lot of people, but we met a lot of great people. These are a lot of our customers that we have. And what I love most about laundry is that, like people like yourself, people like us, we wanted to do our own thing. And the laundromat industry is filled with people like that.
And very good work, very good people. Really, really, we've been embraced by them. And I have to say, with our backgrounds being in the medical industry, we love helping people. So this was something that I immediately just fell in love with, that we could take small business and help them grow like the bigger business technology that they have, and we could bring it to small businesses. And I was just in love with it. It was just amazing technology to look at and to learn. I was actually going to open up 3 laundromats, so
I talked her out of it.
He saved me.
Originally, she was going to go to the boot camp that the Williford brothers were putting on.
Yes.
I was like, Barbara, if you're gonna get in the laundry industry, you got to learn from these guys. And I was like, I'm gonna go and be a speaker. You can go as my guest. And then just the more we talked about it, I was like, no. You need to help me run my company. We need to start our own company together, and you need to help me run this right, because I could do all the technical and creative stuff, but I'm an idiot, like when it comes to running a company. So that's actually how we ended up teaming up.
Yeah, because I have that background as well. I had a couple companies with my ex-husband, and so it was a great combination between both of us. We loved it.